Stop for a second and picture this. You walk onto a plane and chaos surrounds you. Passengers are jostling for overhead bin space, fumbling with bags, scrolling endlessly on their phones, or silently panicking about missing their connection. Meanwhile, a few travelers glide down the aisle like they own it, calm, composed, and completely in control. What's their secret? It's not luck. It's a deliberate, step-by-step routine that keeps them healthy, comfortable, and even safer. And here's the kicker. Most people ignore these habits, losing precious minutes, exposing themselves to germs, and missing opportunities to travel smarter. Stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know the 11 steps that separate savvy flyers from the rest. Number 1. The boarding moment and sanitizing your seat. Picture this. You step onto the aircraft, the crisp, conditioned air brushing your face. Flight attendants flash welcoming smiles. Passengers shuffle down the aisle hunting for seats, scrolling phones, juggling bags, already stressed about overhead space. But the smartest passengers aren't distracted. They have a routine. The first thing they do? Sanitize their seat area. This isn't paranoia. Studies, including one from the University of Arizona, found airplane tray tables carry 8 times more bacteria than a public toilet seat. Quick turnarounds mean crews focus on restocking and general cleaning, not scrubbing every surface. Smart travelers bring disinfectant wipes. They wipe tray tables, armrests, recline buttons, seatbelt buckles, touchscreen remotes, window shades, even air vent dials. Quick, efficient, and it prevents leaning on contaminated surfaces later. Bonus tip, keep a wipe handy while adjusting your air vent. It's one of the dirtiest parts of the cabin. 1 minute here dramatically reduces germs and earns silent respect from seatmates. Number 2. Adjusting overhead vents and airflow tricks. Once you've sanitized your space, the next move separates savvy travelers from the rest. Strategically adjusting the overhead air vent. Sounds minor, right? Think again. Air on planes is a mix of recycled and filtered fresh air, and how you control your vent can literally protect you from airborne germs. Here's the trick. Set your vent to medium flow and angle it slightly in front of your face, not directly on your skin. This creates an invisible shield of circulating air that pushes away floating particles, including bacteria and viruses. Harvard researchers emphasize that airflow is one of the most underused personal defenses on planes. Yet, many passengers either shut it off completely because it feels cold, or blast it directly onto themselves, drying out skin and eyes. Smart passengers know timing matters. Adjust the vent before the cabin fills, while standing is easier than awkwardly reaching over seatmates later. This tiny ritual takes less than 30 seconds, but significantly reduces germ exposure, keeps you more comfortable, and signals subtle authority. People notice efficiency, even if they don't say it aloud. And here's a pro tip you won't hear often. Combine this with keeping a wipe in hand. Adjust your vent while subtly wiping any remaining high-touch spots. It's a micro-habit that screams organized, considerate, and health-conscious, qualities that make your entire flight smoother from start to finish. Number 3, checking safety cards and identifying exits. Here's a habit that seems old-fashioned, but is absolutely crucial. Every smart passenger checks the safety card and identifies the nearest exits immediately after boarding. You might think, I've seen this 100 times. I know it already. But here's the harsh truth. Every aircraft is different. Exit locations, door mechanisms, even brace positions can vary depending on the plane model. Why does this matter? Because in an emergency, every second counts. The Federal Aviation Administration reports that passengers have just 90 seconds to evacuate. 90 seconds! In that chaos, mental preparation can save your life. Savvy travelers count the rows between their seat and the nearest 2 exits, so if smoke fills the cabin and visibility drops, they can reach safety by touch alone. Real-life proof? Consider Air France Flight 358 in 2005. The plane skidded off the runway in Toronto and caught fire. Passengers who had mentally rehearsed their exit paths evacuated quickly, while others froze in panic. Just 10 seconds of preparation can make a world of difference, turning fear into controlled action. This habit is deceptively simple. Yet it separates smart, seasoned travelers from everyone else. While most passengers ignore safety details, the pros use this tiny window after boarding to mentally map their escape, combining awareness, speed, and calm. Number 4. Efficient overhead bin management and luggage hacks. One of the biggest boarding stress points? Overhead bins. Most passengers shove bags sideways, pile them in haphazardly, and waste time for everyone. Smart travelers, however, master the art of strategic luggage storage. Here's how it's done. Roll your bag wheels first into the bin. It saves space and prevents it from sliding during turbulence. Backpacks? Slide them under the seat in front of you. Keep a small essentials pouch, headphones, sanitizer, snacks, power bank, ready for the seat back pocket so you won't rummage mid-flight. Here's a clever hack. Place your bag on the side of the bin opposite your seat. Why? When it's time to deplane, you can retrieve it without battling the crowd in your row. Another golden rule: never use space in rows you aren't sitting in. Flight attendants notice, and it's one of the fastest ways to annoy them. This tiny attention to detail saves time, reduces stress, and earns silent respect from fellow passengers. Efficient storage isn't just convenience. It's the first move in setting a calm, controlled tone for your journey. Number 5. Securing valuables and preparing for comfort. Once your luggage is sorted, the next habit separates casual flyers from seasoned travelers. Securing valuables and setting up for comfort before takeoff. The seatback pocket is a black hole. Phones, passports, and wallets can slide deep inside, get crushed, or be forgotten when you deplane. Smart travelers keep valuables zipped in a secure bag within arm's reach. If you plan to nap, don't wait until takeoff. Pull out your eye mask, neck pillow, and noise-canceling headphones now. That way you won't disturb seatmates later by reaching overhead in the dark. Pro tip: keep a pen handy if you're on an international flight. You'll need it for forms, and you'll look like a genius when everyone else is begging the flight attendants for one. Airplane cabins are extremely dry, sometimes drier than the Sahara Desert, with humidity levels dropping to 10 to 20%. Smart passengers sip water immediately after boarding, avoiding soda, coffee, or alcohol that further dehydrate the body and disrupt sleep cycles. Even better, bring an empty reusable water bottle through security and fill it before boarding. Add electrolyte tablets for long flights to help retain hydration efficiently. These small, deliberate habits, securing valuables, prepping for comfort, and staying hydrated, set you up to land refreshed instead of groggy, giving you a huge edge over unprepared passengers. Number 6. Adjusting seat and personal space for maximum comfort. Once seated, smart passengers immediately personalize their space for maximum comfort. First, they adjust the headrest wings to cradle their head, preventing neck strain during naps. If the seat has no wings, a rolled scarf or small pillow works just as well. Next, they tuck a pillow or rolled jacket behind the lower back for lumbar support, because airplane seats are notoriously bad for posture. But it doesn't stop there. Savvy travelers select in-flight entertainment early. Why? Because sometimes the system freezes or reboots mid-flight, and choosing your movie or playlist immediately avoids frustration later. They also test the seat recline gently before takeoff, ensuring they know their personal space limits and won't surprise the person behind them mid-flight. Here's a subtle but powerful move: a polite introduction to seatmates. No 2-hour conversation required, just a smile or friendly hello. This small gesture sets a positive tone and makes future interactions, like getting up during turbulence, much easier. It also sometimes leads to surprising opportunities. Networking, friendships, or even romances have started this way. By taking these few minutes to optimize personal space, smart passengers gain comfort, reduce stress, and establish social goodwill, making the flight smoother from start to finish. Number 7. Circadian rhythm and jet lag hacks. Long-haul travelers know the real enemy isn't turbulence or cramped seats, it's jet lag. Smart passengers tackle it the moment they board. Step 1. Adjust your watch or phone to the destination's local time. This simple act helps your brain start syncing with the new schedule before takeoff. If it's nighttime at your destination, dim your screen, put on an eye mask, and act as if it's already night. Conversely, if it's morning, keep yourself awake and alert. exposing yourself to bright light. Some seasoned flyers even wear sunglasses on overnight flights to trick their body into thinking it's nighttime sooner. These micro habits reduce the harsh crash of jet lag after landing, helping you feel alert, refreshed, and in control. It's not just comfort, it's about jumpstarting your energy and focus so you arrive ready to tackle the day rather than dragging through it. Number 8. Locating restrooms and noting flight attendants. Savvy travelers don't wait until nature calls. They note the nearest restrooms immediately after boarding. Knowing their location saves awkward walks down a turbulent aisle, prevents delays, and keeps the flight smoother for everyone. But that's not all. Smart passengers also pay attention to which flight attendants are assigned to their section. Why? Because being polite, observant, and attentive early often earns better service throughout the flight. Need extra blankets, water, or help later? Crew members remember considerate passengers. This is subtle power. Awareness and respect combined. It's a small effort up front that pays off in convenience, comfort, and sometimes even priority attention if a problem arises. Think of it as mapping your support system before the plane even takes off. A tiny edge that most travelers ignore. Number 9, mental rehearsal and emergency preparedness. Here's the habit almost nobody talks about, but every smart traveler does. Mentally rehearsing the emergency plan. It sounds intense, but it only takes 10 seconds and it can make a life-saving difference. Check your seatbelt. Remind yourself where the nearest exits are. Quickly visualize how you would move if you had to evacuate. Psychologists call this mental rehearsal, and studies show it dramatically improves reaction speed during emergencies. Real-life proof? Take US Airways Flight 1549, the Miracle on the Hudson. Passengers who had mentally prepared and paid attention to safety instructions evacuated faster, surviving freezing waters and chaos. 10 seconds of focus, before the plane even moves, can separate panic from calm, hesitation from action. This is the ultimate secret of seasoned travelers. While others ignore safety, smart passengers internalize it, turning preparedness into a subconscious advantage. It's not paranoia, it's survival. Number 10. Small comfort tricks and polite social moves. Once emergency prep is done, smart passengers focus on comfort and social finesse. First, they adjust personal items, eye mask, neck pillow, headphones, to minimize disturbance later. A calm, organized traveler avoids fumbling overhead bins mid-flight and respects shared space. Next comes the subtle social edge, a friendly introduction to seatmates. It's just a smile or a quick hello, nothing lengthy. This small gesture sets a positive tone, making future interactions easier, like standing up during turbulence or asking for help. Sometimes these tiny interactions lead to unexpected opportunities, a business connection, a new friendship, or even a brief romance. Seasoned travelers master the balance. Light conversation when appropriate, but clear body language, like putting on headphones, signals when quiet time is needed. By combining comfort hacks with polite social moves, they make the flight smoother, reduce stress, and quietly earn respect, all without saying a word. Number 11. The ultimate life-saving habit. The final habit, the one even frequent flyers often overlook, is mentally preparing for emergencies one last time. It sounds simple, almost redundant, but it's the habit that can literally save your life. Smart passengers check their seatbelt, quickly review the nearest exits, and visualize evacuation. It takes only 10 seconds, but psychologists call this mental rehearsal, and studies show it drastically improves reaction time under stress. Real-world proof? Remember US Airways Flight 1549, the Miracle on the Hudson. Passengers who had rehearsed their actions mentally were able to evacuate efficiently into freezing waters. Those few seconds of preparation made the difference between panic and calm, chaos and controlled movement. This habit is the ultimate insurance policy. You may never need it, but if you do, it could be the difference between life and death. Seasoned travelers know that the plane is more than a seat. It's a space where proactive habits turn ordinary passengers into calm, confident survivors. So there you have it, 11 deliberate habits that separate smart airline passengers from everyone else. They sanitize their space, control airflow, check safety cards, manage overhead bins efficiently, secure valuables, optimize personal comfort, hack jet lag, locate restrooms, mentally rehearse emergencies, use polite social moves, and prepare for the unexpected. Each of these small actions seems trivial on its own, but together they create a flight experience that is safer, more comfortable, and far less stressful. The difference between arriving groggy and frazzled versus refreshed and ready can be traced back to these simple, intentional habits you implement as soon as you board. Now it's your turn. Which of these habits do you already practice? Which will you adopt on your next flight? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your travel wisdom. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. It helps more travelers discover these life-changing tips. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insider hacks and travel insights. Remember, flying smart isn't luck. It's preparation, awareness, and a few simple habits that can transform your journey.